Keek on the mic, keek on the mic. Keek on the mic, keek on the mic. People, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. In Antelope is where I spend most of my days. Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So, Bears fans, we have finally done it. If you guys saw me post on my community page this morning, the Keek on the Mic has officially reached 5,000 subscribers, and I am at a loss of words, and I can't thank you guys enough for all of the support that you have shown the channel since the beginning. Like I mentioned yesterday, in yesterday's episode of Keek on the Mic, there have been many people that have been watching me from day one when I only had 100 subscribers and have stuck with me to this point and to this big milestone of the podcast. But thank you guys so much. I can now officially do my big giveaway of the Darnell Mooney signed jersey and the Cole Kmet signed helmet, and I am super excited for some of you guys to earn these awesome prizes, as you guys are very, very loyal listeners to Keek on the Mic. So before we go any further today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I am going to tell you guys how to enter this giveaway. First things first, you have to be subscribed to the channel. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast, obviously. Then, to officially enter the giveaway, you need to follow me on my Instagram channel, and I will put the link in the description of this video so you can easily access the Instagram channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and tag 3 Bears fans on the first video you see. I'm going to post a little video once I post this video later today. When you see the first video you see on the Instagram page, make sure you tag 3 Bears fans that you know to that video, so hopefully they can come and see the channel and subscribe to the channel as well. If you want to do an extra entry to this giveaway, you can follow me on my TikTok page, and of course I'll put the link to my TikTok page as well in the link of the description of this video. And all you need to do is go to the first video you see on TikTok. Once again, I'll post a special video on TikTok. So the first video you see on my TikTok account, you need to comment "bear down" on that video, and that will give you an extra entry into this giveaway. I'll let you guys enter the giveaway for about possibly a week. Maybe we'll come back next Friday, and I'll announce the winner of this Keek on the Mic giveaway. But once again, I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope some of you guys that you really want these prizes actually win, because I know it will be awesome, and I'm excited to give away these 2 awesome prizes to some very loyal Keek on the Mic listeners. So once again, thank you guys so much for all of the support. So here we go. I just want to say happy opening night as the Buffalo Bills take on the defending Super Bowl champs, the Los Angeles Rams, tonight at SoFi Stadium. I am super pumped to watch real deal football tonight. But as of today, obviously, the Chicago Bears open their season, and I know we said this all week long, but the Chicago Bears open their season against the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday at Soldier Field. And I know, much like me, you guys are super pumped to watch the Chicago Bears play football. But this is going to be a really interesting conversation, because obviously last week I posted something saying that Justin Fields held a grudge against the San Francisco 49ers. And obviously Justin Fields didn't say anything. It was all because of Darnell Mooney basically coming out and saying, that team, the 49ers, passed on him, right? So Justin Fields, we need to make him pay a little bit. And that's just Darnell Mooney being Darnell Mooney. But the report out of Chicago is this: Justin Fields, not motivated to face Trey Lance, glad the 49ers passed on him. And obviously, like I just mentioned last week, during our press conference, wide receiver Darnell Mooney opened a lot of eyes when he said Bears QB Justin Fields will make the San Francisco 49ers pay for passing on him in the 2021 NFL Draft when the two teams go head-to-head at Soldier Field this Sunday. And obviously, this podcast is going to be the cleared air because I've been listening to a lot of 49ers podcasts, and I feel like some of them have taken it very personal, saying, doing takes on, we didn't make a mistake. Trey Lance was the right guy, just trying to come up with different reasons why Trey Lance was the right guy, right? But I'm going to clear the air here a little bit because that wasn't Justin Fields that made those comments. It was Darnell Mooney that came out and just added a little bit of juice to the fire, right? A little bit of fuel to the fire here, I think, to hopefully maybe get Justin Fields a little bit pumped up. But the funny thing was that Justin Fields didn't even hear what Darnell Mooney said until the media brought it up to him yesterday during his press conference. So yesterday when the media brought it up to Fields, he said that's Moon just being Mooney, right? He didn't take offense to it. He also discussed how the 49ers' decision to draft Trey Lance over him isn't part of his motivation as he prepares to start his second season in the NFL. This is what Justin Fields had to say about the whole situation. I don't take anything personal. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad they passed on me. I'm just ready to play this weekend. He also added this. The draft is the draft. The draft doesn't matter at this point. Mooney, you can take Mooney, for example. He got passed by 32 teams. So it's like, you're in the league now. Do your job now. Execute at a high level. It is what it is. It's week 1. We're here to play ball. We're not worried about last year's draft. Oh, this team passed on me. We're not thinking about that. And obviously, Bears fans, it's honestly a good thing that Justin Fields doesn't let this type of situation bother him. And obviously, we can sit here and say, do we all think that the 49ers should have took Justin Fields over Trey Lance? Yes, but that's behind us now. And Fields understands that that's part of the business of the NFL. And the reason why I'm glad that Justin Fields isn't taking this personal is because you can look at some guys that are put into a situation like Justin Fields and will let their emotions get a little bit carried away and they'll end up underperforming. For example, it's almost kind of like Baker Mayfield playing the Cleveland Browns week 1. He made some comments saying, you know what? I can't wait to kick their ass. Something like, and along those lines. I'm not trying to quote him word for word, but he said something along those lines. You can already tell that Baker Mayfield going into this game has a lot of emotion. Obviously, it's a little bit different because he got drafted by that team and then he got replaced by Deshaun Watson. But still, he's going into that game with some extra emotion, and that extra emotion can either be high motivation for Baker Mayfield or it can make him underperform in that game. So I'm kind of glad that Justin Fields is not letting his emotions get carried away. And you all know that Justin Fields will always stay level-headed. To add to this, Fields' motivation doesn't come from the outside noise, and it never did. But his motivation comes from his own internal fire. And that's just how Justin Fields has always been wired in his competitive career. Once again, he stays level-headed, puts his head down, and works to continue to get better. And obviously, we talked about this a lot on the podcast over the offseason, but Fields has spent 8 months working tirelessly to improve his footwork, change his mechanics, improve his pocket presence, and most importantly, embrace the leadership role he now has with the Chicago Bears. And I guarantee you, through these 8 months that he was working hard on all those things to get better, to become a better quarterback for the Chicago Bears, Trey Lance getting picked over him probably never crossed his mind. And I'm not sitting here trying to say that, I'm not sitting here saying that, he doesn't think about it ever. I know that he knows the quarterbacks that went ahead of him. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, all went ahead of him. So I understand that he probably thinks about it, but he's not going to let that distract him of his goal. And that just goes back to the type of guy that Justin Fields is. Justin Fields always remains level-headed. He doesn't let that outside noise distract him. He's just worried about what he can do inside and motivates himself to make sure he becomes a better quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And he, like we said, he's trying to be great. And I don't think he's letting outside noise bother him to distract him in order to reach that goal, right? And obviously, these long hours from January to August that Justin Fields put in, where Fields was constantly in the gym, working his tail off to improve, that's the kind of stuff that motivates Fields. And we talked about it all offseason long. Justin Fields has that constant work ethic, that constant grind, where even when the Bears are taking some days off, no, Justin Fields is at Hallis Hall getting better because he knows what's at stake. He knows that he is the franchise quarterback of the Chicago Bears. He knows that the Chicago Bears are looking for a franchise quarterback. So he wants to change that. He wants to make sure that he is here for the next 12 to 15 years, winning the Chicago Bears games, winning the Chicago Bears championships. That is his main goal, right? And once again, he remains level-headed, and he's not going to let the media or even Darnell Mooney create this description of, well, they passed on you, so we need to go out there and make them pay. No, that's how Justin Fields prepares for every game, right? He wants to make every team pay, not just the San Francisco 49ers, but every team. He wants to go out there and put his best foot forward and prove that he is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL for years to come. And like I said, trust me when I say this, Fields knows the quarterbacks that were taken ahead of him. And yes, I do feel that in some situations that he will go out there and that can motivate him a little bit, but that's not going to be his full motivation. Of course, he wants to go out there and prove that, yeah, I was a better quarterback than Trey Lance. Yeah, I was a better quarterback than Zach Wilson. Yeah, I was maybe even a better quarterback than Trevor Lawrence. That could be a little bit of motivation for him to play well. But at the same time, you don't want to take that emotion and then go out there and play with all this emotion, right? And then underperform, right? You want to go out there, stay level-headed, stick to your game plan, and play your game. And overall, I know I said this a lot, but Fields will be ready to go Sunday. And I am just so excited to see what he does this season because he has put in the work. He has put tirelessly, just was in the gym, in Hallis Hall, working to become a better quarterback. And I truly feel in my hearts of hearts that is going to pay off for him this season. He's going to have a big season for the Chicago Bears. Before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this, and I really want to hear this from you guys. Who do you think will perform better in this Sunday matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Chicago Bears? Trey Lance or Justin Fields? Let me know down below in the comment section. I can't wait to hear from you. Other than that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. And make sure you enter the giveaway so you have a chance to win the signed Darnell Mooney jersey and the signed Cole Kmet mini helmet. And I wish you the best of luck in the giveaway. Better than that, I'll be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You've been listening to Keek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.